Hello, fellow football fans around the world. I'm Bruno. This is the Football Channel, and I want to talk to you about all of the last deals, all of the deals that we've seen the major clubs and the major leagues in Europe do today. This was the last day of the transfer window, and it was a really exciting day. The last day of the transfer window is not always super exciting, but today it was. We had a lot of business being done today, and this is, I'm guessing, partially because with the whole COVID situation going on, a lot of the clubs didn't really have a lot of time to plan for the upcoming season. It was hard enough to finish the last season, and we started the new season right away, which was probably the right decision, since they wouldn't be able to finish the season otherwise because there are just too many matches to be played. So, but the problem with that is that there wasn't a lot of planning or a lot of time to plan this upcoming season. So a lot of business that would have otherwise been made in June, July, August wasn't just there wasn't time. There was and partially there was no money as well to just make those deals and prepare for the next season. So a lot of clubs have really tried, I think, very hard in this last day to get like those last one, two, three last deals, so they can be competitive for the next season and actually complete their squad. And I would say I'm going to try to go through all the big pieces of business that we've seen throughout the day, happen throughout the day. But really, the big name is Manchester United, big club, and we were already expecting that. I mean, Manchester United, they had a lot of loose ties coming into this last day of the transfer season, of the transfer window, and they hadn't been able so far. And as we saw against Tottenham, they really need to bring in some new people. They really need to strengthen their team. But so far, they had only been able to bring in Van de Beek from Ajax, who is a fantastic player, midfielder, and they got him for almost 40 million euros. And it is a very good deal, but they need more. They definitely need more. And there's a lot to talk about Manchester United, and on one hand, it's kind of, I'm sure Manchester United fans will have kind of a bittersweet feeling today because they did get some deals done and they did bring in some really good players, but at the same time, perhaps even just as significant, they weren't able to get some of the big deals done that fans really wanted. And maybe I'll start by talking about that because we've been talking for a while now, and I've made a couple videos for this new channel about Manchester United trying to get Jadon Sancho, which was really the biggest the biggest really soap opera of the whole of this whole transfer period for the Premier League. Out of all the teams, out of all the players, people have been waiting to see what was going to happen with Manchester United and Jadon Sancho. If Manchester United made a number of offers, and Dortmund was just not budging, and they were true to their word. Jadon Sancho stays in Germany for at least 6 more months, or at least, well, really 3 more months until January. And probably for the rest of the season. I mean, let's be honest. And just Manchester United couldn't get that done. Couldn't get that deal done. And their second option also didn't work out. They were thinking about bringing in Ousmane Dembele, but they weren't able to convince the player. And it's kind of a bummer for Manchester United not to be able to get that big name winger that they really needed to boost the squad. But they did bring in probably this is probably the biggest signing, in my opinion. This is the big signing of the day. Out of all the signings, Edinson Cavani, we were just waiting to see where he was going to go, and there had been rumors that he was ready. He was heading to Manchester after all. For many weeks, people were talking about him going to Benfica, but look, he did the right thing. He waited for a big move to appear, for a big opportunity to appear, and he got it. He's going to go to Manchester United. He's going to sign for one. He signed for 1 year, big contract, option for another year after that. And I think it's a fantastic signing for Manchester United. I think I would have liked to see, honestly, for example, as a Juventus fan, I think Juventus wasted a good opportunity to bring someone like him in, or pretty much every big European club, they could have used Cavani. Real Madrid, they could certainly have used Cavani. Barcelona, so this is a great coup for Manchester United, in my opinion. I mean, Cavani, yes, he's past his prime, but for free, I think he's a fantastic coup, and I think that Manchester United really needs a goal scorer like him, and someone who has the right mentality, who's a winner, who has a very good work ethic, who's going to have a good impact in the dressing room. And I think Cavani is just the man that they needed. Yes, he's no Jadon Sancho. It's not that kind of stratospheric deal, but still, I mean, as far as free signings go, this is a very good one, no doubt about it. And then they also got in another pretty good signing, Alex Telles, Porto left back. We had been talking about this before, and it's a great signing. He's gonna provide competition for Luke Shaw in the left back position, and frankly, I think he's a better player than Luke Shaw, and he's really gonna bring in some much needed quality to Manchester United's defense. I'm not going to say as we've seen against Tottenham, because I've said that before and everybody's saying that, but obviously they need some new people. They need to strengthen their squad, especially in defense. And they also got another deal done. Amad Diallo Traore, very young, promising winger from Atalanta. He is one for the future, though, and they weren't even able to figure everything out so he could join Manchester United right away. He's going to be one that will join in January after the whole work permit situation is worked out and all that. So yeah, a good piece of business as well for Manchester United, but he's not even going to be able to join the team right away. He'll play for Atalanta, I imagine, for the next three months. And in any case, I think he's more one for the future. He's not that. He's a winger, but he's not that winger like a Dembele or Sancho, obviously, who would make an impact right away. And a lot of people are disappointed because Manchester United didn't bring in a center back, which they desperately need to play alongside Maguire. But they did sell a very good center back that had a very good season, Smalling, to Roma, also very experienced from the Alex Ferguson era. And so kind of a strange piece of business for Manchester United. They weren't able to bring in the center back, and they sold a fairly decent one that they had, and he could have established himself alongside Harry Maguire in that defense. A little bit strange, but so definitely lights and shadows for Manchester United today, but I think it's still a positive account because at the end of the day, they end the day with at least two pretty good players that they didn't have before, and they certainly need reinforcements. And Cavani is a big reinforcement for them. He's going to bring in the goals, which is really the most important part of any team. And Alex Telles can be very useful at left back. So really, Manchester United, the big name of the day. But then moving on to PSG. PSG also did quite a bit of business, getting 3 signings, perhaps not as big as Manchester United's, but also reinforcing the team very, very well. They brought in Moise Kean from Everton on a loan, but he's a very good attacker, very young, very promising, and he's not going to be a starter, I don't think, but he's going to add a little bit of depth to that fantastic already PSG attacking lineup with the likes of Di Maria and Icardi, Mbappe and Neymar, Draxler, and so on. So, but Moise Kean, one more to just complete that. It's a dream team, PSG in attack. They also brought in 2 midfielders, though, which they needed. They definitely needed to improve their midfield, and and very good players. Danilo Pereira from Porto, fantastic midfielder. They bring him in on a loan. Fantastic for Porto, for the Portuguese national team. He's going to bring in some muscle to that midfield, and also Rafinha from Barcelona. Rafinha, who is a fantastic piece of business as well, because they got him for free. They have 30 million euros in variables and add-ons that they might have to pay further along the road, and they will owe Barcelona 35% of any future sales of Rafinha, but still, I mean, they basically got Rafinha for free, and that's a fantastic signing. So I think PSG already had a fantastic team. They have an even better team now with Moise Kean and particularly Danilo Pereira and Rafinha, giving them more options in midfield. I think that's very good day for PSG. And then the third big name, Bayern Munich, who not that they actually need to improve their team, but they did lose Perisic, who was on loan and returned to Inter, and Coutinho, who returned to Barcelona. Also Thiago Alcantara, who departed for Liverpool. So it makes sense for them to bring in some new players, and they used this last day to do exactly that. They got Choupo-Moting from PSG for free. Great piece of business, promising striker from PSG. They got another good signing, Bonassar from right back from Marseille for 10 million euros. Also economical, strategic signing, and Douglas Costa also without spending anything from Juventus. Great piece of business. He's gonna go back to Bayern Munich on loan, but still very good business for Bayern Munich. Douglas Costa, sort of replacing Perisic as that fourth winger in Bayern Munich squad to complement Coman, Gnabry, and Muller, I believe. But in any case, very good signing for Bayern Munich. They're bringing in some new options into, and they have just a very complete squad. And then you have Juventus. The reason why they sent Douglas Costa to Bayern Munich is because they needed to make room. They finally got, and this is a big signing for Juventus. They've been wanting to bring him in for a while now, and certainly in this transfer window, Federico Chiesa from Fiorentina, fantastic signing. They're going to pay 40 million euros on the deal is Federico Chiesa is coming in on a loan, but then with a buy option of 40 million euros. So fantastic piece of business by Juventus getting this player Federico Chiesa, one of the best young Italian players, fantastic winger, and really fantastic piece of business for Juventus. And also Fiorentina, since they sold Chiesa, they also got Callejon as a replacement for Federico Chiesa. Also very good deal for Callejon, who gets a very good team, Fiorentina, after he left Napoli. He was a free agent. And for Fiorentina, Callejon is a fantastic replacement for Federico Chiesa. They get him free. Certainly a good piece of business for everyone involved there. Now, I think Cavani was the biggest signing of the day, but Thomas Partey was not only more expensive, 50 million euros, but also more surprising, I think, for everybody. It wasn't something that was being talked about a lot, and Atletico just paying his clause, 50 million euros. It was his buyout clause, and they get a fantastic player from Atletico Madrid, a key player in Atletico Madrid's midfield. And I'm sure Simeone must be fuming right now. He probably kind of saw it coming, but I'm sure he's still upset that one of his key players, especially in the midfield, which is really an area of the team that the way they play, it's very important. They're midfield, they're central midfielders, and to lose Thomas Partey to Arsenal. I mean, I'm sure Simeone is very upset, but they do get 50 million euros, and they were able to get Torreira uh, from Arsenal, who comes from Arsenal as a loan, but they also have an option to buy him for 20 million euros further along. And Torreira is also a pretty good midfielder, Uruguayan international. I feel like he's the kind of player that Simeone really likes, hardworking, tough. Um, and so I think it's not entirely bad for Atletico Madrid, but still, I'm sure they'll be disappointed and kind of mad that they let him go for 50 million euros, which is not a whole lot, even though it's not terrible. Speaking of Arsenal as well, Matteo Guendouzi, French midfielder, they also made some room for probably because they wanted to make some room for Thomas Partey. They also offloaded Matteo Guendouzi to Hertha Berlin, so he's going to go on loan. He'll probably come back later on. We'll see. He didn't seem too happy about the Mikel Arteta's choice to not play him a lot and to loan him out. So I don't know, but still, I mean, fantastic piece of business for Arsenal. A shocking signing and a really good signing for Arsenal for sure. And then you have Barcelona. We have Barcelona. Barcelona had a pretty disappointing day. It was not a good day for the big Spanish teams. Real Madrid didn't do any business. Atletico lost a key part of their team, of their starting 11, and Barcelona couldn't get anything done either. They tried to convince Dembele to leave to go to Manchester United on a loan, so they could bring in Depay. They just couldn't, and then they couldn't make the room to bring in Depay, so the deal was dead. I'm sure Koeman will be disappointed. Depay would have certainly added a boost to the team, and Depay was, not only is he a very good player, he was coming in at a very reasonable price. He's in good form, and also he can play as a striker. He can play behind the striker. He can play as a winger. So very versatile player. I'm sure Coleman will be disappointed not to get that deal done after he got Dest done. So moving on, one that Premier League fans will certainly appreciate hearing about, Theo Walcott returns to Southampton on a loan from Everton. He goes back home. He started out as a product of Southampton Academy, and we're going to see, this is exciting for Southampton fans, and it's kind of a cool thing to see Theo Walcott return home. And it certainly makes more sense. He wasn't getting a lot of time to play, to display his skills at Everton, so makes sense. Also, Justin Kluivert, another loan, but another pretty high-profile signing. This time, Justin Kluivert leaves Roma, goes to Leipzig. It's a good signing for Leipzig. They kind of need something to boost their squad, and Justin Kluivert is very talented, the son, obviously, of Patrick Kluivert, legendary striker for a number of teams, particularly, especially Barcelona, where he had his probably best years. Also, the Dutch national team, obviously, played in the Premier League as well. And Roma gets also, they lose Justin Kluivert, but they get Smalling from Manchester United. That was one of their priorities. We already talked about that, but Roma really needed to, or they really wanted to bring in Smalling. He was a key part of their defense last year. They really wanted to bring him in on a definitive basis. Chelsea was able to offload Bakayoko, who didn't really count for the manager at this point for Lampard. So Chelsea getting rid of Bakayoko. He's going to go to Napoli on a loan. We'll see what happens afterwards. But Napoli really improving their team, strengthening their team in this transfer window. Remember, they signed Victor Osimhen for 70 million euros, one of the most expensive, I believe the second most expensive signing of any club in this transfer window. So fantastic piece of business for Napoli. Also getting a very good player, Bakayoko. He never really worked at Chelsea, but he was fantastic for Monaco. He's a French international. I'm thinking that he can find his place at Napoli. Now some smaller pieces of business, but I still want to go through them. Wilshire got his contract terminated by West Ham. He departs West Ham after some time playing for the Hammers. He just wasn't getting the minutes. He wasn't getting the space at West Ham, so it makes sense. Deulofeu leaves Watford. He goes to Udinese. They're both owned by the same family, so also makes sense. And Leeds, they didn't get Cousins, which it was being reported that they were going to get Cousins from Bayern, midfielder from Bayern. They didn't. Cousins actually was loaned today. Another piece of business. Cousins going to Marseille for a loan from Bayern. But Leeds did get Hans winger Rafinha, another talented player to join Bielsa's fantastic Leeds team, and he's building a team that plays very beautiful football. Hopefully, we'll continue to see that. And to finish some deals regarding Portuguese football, in particular, João Mario, a product of Sporting's academy, an academy that produced some of the best players in Europe and the world: Luis Figo, Cristiano Ronaldo, Nani, Quaresma. Also produced João Mario. He's going back to Sporting, his original team. He hasn't really found his home or his space at Inter. So I think this is going to be a good opportunity for him to go back to Sporting, play in the Portuguese league, show what he's capable of, regain his confidence, and it's a great deal for Sporting as well to get one of the best products in recent years of Sporting's academy, and I think he can add to the team. And the other team from Lisbon, Benfica, gets Todibo for Barcelona, young center back. He probably wasn't going to get a lot of minutes at Barcelona. A good piece of business for Benfica, who gets him. He comes in loaned, and Benfica will have reportedly a 20 million euros buy clause as well. So these are really the big deals. There are some other deals, but really these are the major deals that we saw happen today. It was a huge day, and really the takeaway, the big teams in Europe, PSG, Bayern Munich, really getting even better, doing very good business today. Not that they really needed to do good business, but you can see these clubs are really producing. They really have good management, and they continue to improve their team, even though they have performed very, very well last season. Juventus also improving their team, bringing in Federico Chiesa, who's going to add to their team, to their capacity, to their capability. It's going to be even harder for the likes of Inter, Lazio, Atalanta, AC Milan to threaten Juventus' monopoly in this area. And really in the Premier League, Manchester United, who we thought was going to be the big player today, they were the big player. They didn't do all the business, all the deals that we were hoping that they would do. We didn't get a super deal, Jadon Sancho deal to close out the transfer window. That Jadon Sancho would have been by far the biggest signing this summer. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. It's not quite that exciting, but it's still exciting that we're going to see Jadon Sancho continue to perform in Dortmund because they have a fantastic team. A shame that Manchester United couldn't even get Dembele, and that would have helped them. And Barcelona was certainly hoping that would happen because they wanted to bring Depay in. But there's always January and next summer when things will probably be a little bit more composed, and this virus probably won't be, I hope it won't be such a big deal. So, we'll have a little bit of a better situation in the world, and consequentially in world football. And but we did get still pretty good day, I would say, for Manchester United. They really needed at least something after that disastrous performance and result against Tottenham. So they did get my favorite piece of business of the day, Edison Cavani. I think that's a great deal for Manchester United. All right, thanks for watching.